if you look at how do you change society, well, one of the things you obviously do is you go after the next generation. And you do that through the education system, and that's exactly what has happened to us.
Rockefeller made sure to get the better end of the bargain. He would donate his great wealth to the creation of public institutions, but those institutions would be used to bend society to his will. As every would-be ruler throughout history has realized, society has to be transformed from the ground up.
Start out naturally curious and love to learn. When they are sent to school, instead of learning, it is a repeated process of memorizing and regurgitating information. The better you are at regurgitating this information, the better you will do in the school system. The real education is obeying authority. We are taught to ask permission. We are taught not to think outside the box.
That when we are born, just moments old, a horrific trespass occurs, which your parents are not told. A service corporation creates documentation to alter your consciousness for life. As each baby is born,
people in the valley say they are hearing voices in their heads. And those voices are being transmitted by microwave or other methods.
Well, several viewers asked us to investigate what they call electronic harassment. KMIR 6's Angela Monroe joins us now with what she's discovered.
Yes, family. So sorry about that because I was talking and it's like the speaker wasn't working. Yes, family. So, you know, I play things for us to go to the next part of our life journey and all of these things. And when we do that now, you know, we can live how we're supposed to be living in the world and all of these things in it, family. So today I was talking to one of my Nigerian brothers because remember I have brothers from all over the world, from Europe, Africa, you know what I mean, Asia, from in the Caribbean, same way. I don't talk to program family, you know what I mean? I talk to real family. I talk to family where I can come to my conscious self, you know what I mean? I don't talk to family to pull me down to hell with them. You understand me? Yeah, so he was telling me, boy, William did that tell me about Africa. He might tell me say Africa is the biggest like continent in the world. And as you know, it's like in the system, or if you look on the map, it's not like that. So sometimes we have to talk to like people who is not into the system. They are in the system, but they are not into the system. You understand, my family? So yeah, my family, we are great, and we have to learn how to use our knowledge and use our presence in the earth. Yeah. So we are gonna turn up the live now. Yeah. And enough love for your tuning and all of these things. I give thanks for that, you know. All right, so we make you know what's going on, and we have some video to play like the one that I played earlier, yeah. All right, so upright and upright, yeah.
Politics divide and rule. Politics don't show people God. Politics tell you that somebody can do something fair, you know. What we know is God that do everything. So the best man to deal with is God. When you deal with God, you don't deal with politics because politics divide and rule.
They are. They really don't.
What do you mean? I mean, I know my name, I know my age, I know where I live.
Yeah, that's not
what
you,
else
though.
Is there?
You know, that's
what
just
size,
it. If you ask the average person who they are, they'll give you their name. They'll say, I'm Bob Proctor, but I'm not. Bob and Proctor are two words. My parents give them to me. They're called names, but it's not me. It's my name. Then somebody will say, well, this is me, but this isn't me either. It's my body. Like you never phone down here to the studio and say, body won't be in today. It's sick.
Okay.
You know, we don't say am hand or am leg. It's my hand, my leg, my body, my name. Who am I? Well, that's an interesting question. Mm-hmm. And I believe if a person will start to study that and look for the answer, they'll find it. See, I think we live simultaneously on 3 planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures, we have an intellect, and we live in physical bodies.
Okay.
But because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us. 95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all.
Okay, when we do...
Is when the universe pick you. What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them. So.
And make way. We build together. You understand me? Someone out there is playing your wake up now and make way. We build together. You understand me? Someone out there is playing your role. Someone out there is playing your part. You understand me?
With the sun's powerful gravity, fuse together hydrogen molecules to create helium. Called thermonuclear fusion, this releases an enormous amount of energy in the form of radiation, electricity, solar wind, and, as we experience on Earth, life-giving heat and light.
Yes, family. Upright and upright. Open your eyes, don't be blind. Open your mind and know how to think. This is about who I am. If you ask families in the world who they are, they can explain it to you, innit? Yes, so I'm going to show you flowers and show you the energy from the flowers. And when I show you the energy from the flowers, yeah, you're going to know thyself and know that everything in this universe is the same energy. But you see, the plant, like this plant, yeah, you see the energy coming from it, because the energy what's in the mushroom can just do what the mushroom come to do. The energy of the dog can do what the dog is here to do. The energy of any plant out there have to do what that plant energy is here to do. Yeah, and you inside of the body as the same energy, you should do what you was here to do. Yeah, all right, I can show you me inside of the body. I'm not the body. Don't watch the body, watch the things them I do. You understand me? And you will know who I am. I don't read from a book, I read from my DNA. Alright, this is me now, yeah. Alright, so this is me now, who is talking to you inside of the body, yeah. I'm talking to you inside of the body. Family, you are the cure for the earth, not the government. The government them is a program to enslave each and every one. You understand me? So if you believe in someone over yourself or your purpose, it's like family. You're giving away your right. Alright, so family, you are the energy inside of the body. Just like when you get a cut, you are the one heal it up. You see, when your energy come out of the body decay, because you are the energy, just like the energy of this plant. The child, your mother and your father program you to say mama.
Mama.
Find my number.
Little Miss Sunshine, Little Miss Sunshine.
Yes, family. So this is about following. You understand me? It's like from school, them teach us about following. You know what I mean? Because when the teacher is doing something, them say, oh, follow the teacher what he write on the board. You understand me? So when you get older, yeah, it's like your boss said to follow the golden rule. Not really physically follow the golden rule, but they say, oh, do it correctly. I want you to do it like this. I want you to do it like that. If I am going to fire you, if I am going to sack you, you understand me? So it's like from day one, them are teach us to follow. So
start out naturally curious and love to learn. When they are sent to school, instead of learning, it is a repeated process of memorizing and regurgitating information. The better you are at regurgitating this information, the better you will do in the school system. The real education is obeying authority. We are taught to ask permission. We are taught not to think outside the box. We are taught multiculturalism, drug, sex, and death education. We are taught to memorize, regurgitate information, an input-output process not unlike a computer or a slave. We are taught to respond to a bell, just like a factory floor. We are taught to keep our head down and just make it through the day. We are taught to lower our expectations, and that is just school. Outside of school, our communication is destroyed as people literally lose the ability to speak and relate to one another. Our financial education is one of slaves encouraging debt. Our political system is one of false choices. Our media is normalizing narcissistic behavior. We are not taught to develop critical thinking. We are not taught about debt-based money and the principles that our founding fathers fought for. We are not taught to cooperate and view each other as a team with individual talents and gifts. We are not taught to question authority or even the facts demanded of us. We are indoctrinated, not educated. Indoctrinated like little slaves. The secret of American schooling is that it does not teach the way children learn, nor is it supposed to. Schools were conceived to serve the economy and the social order rather than the kids and the families. That is why it's compulsory. As a consequence, the school cannot help anybody grow up, because its prime directive is to retard maturity. It does it by teaching that everything is difficult, that other people run our lives, that our neighbors are untrustworthy and even dangerous. School is the first impression children get of society. Because first impressions are often the most decisive ones, school imprints kids with fear, suspicion of one another, and certain addictions for life. It ambushes natural intuition, faith, and love of adventure, wiping these out in favor of gospel of rational procedure and rational management. Between 1906 and 1920, a handful of world-famous industrialists and financiers together in their own private foundations handpicked university administrators, house politicians, and spent more attention and more money towards forced schooling than the national government did. Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller spent more money than the government did between 1900 and 1920 on education. The system of modern schooling was constructed outside of the public eye and outside the public's representatives. In our dreams, people yield themselves with perfect docility to our molding hands. The present education conventions of intellectual and character education fade from their minds, and unhampered by tradition, we work our own goodwill upon a grateful and responsive folk. We shall not try to make these people, or any of their children, into philosophers or men of science. We have not to raise up them as authors, educators, poets, or men of letters. We shall not search for great artists, painters, musicians, nor lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, all of whom we have ample supply of. The task is simple. We will organize the children and teach them in a perfect way the things their fathers and mothers are doing in an imperfect way. John D. Rockefeller. The aim of public education is not to fill the young of the species with knowledge and awaken their intelligence. Nothing could be further from the truth. The aim is simply to reduce as many individuals as possible to the same safe level, to breed and train standardized citizenry, to put down dissidence and originality. That is the aim of the United States. H. L. Mencken. This lowest common denominator citizen is most useful in a corporate, military, or a welfare state. Corporations, governments, and militaries do not deal with dissent effectively, so it is in their best interest not to have participants that question anything. When I joined the Marine Corps, they didn't beat around the bush about this idea. In boot camp, they wanted instant and willing obedience to orders. Everywhere else in your life, you will learn the same lesson, only more subtly. And this is why military men are most sought for corporate jobs. Education should aim at destroying free will, so that after pupils left school, they shall be incapable throughout the rest of their lives of thinking and acting otherwise than their schoolmasters would have wished. Bertrand Russell. Our education system is centered on an input-output process of information. Our success or failure depends on our efficiency of taking what the teacher tells us and then regurgitating that same information onto an exam. Those that are able to blindly regurgitate information the best are rewarded with higher grades. They are told that they are smart, when in fact they are just thoroughly indoctrinated. This input-output process is no different than a computer or what a slave does. You give it a command, and it just does it, without question. This system was carefully created to mold us into what we are today. The masses blindly flow through this education system and naturally fit into centralized systems that want good, little, obedient workers who take orders without question. We all know that person who is very smart, or indoctrinated, that excels in a corporation, military, or government job, and yet they lack any real street smarts to see what's really going on in their lives. When you understand that their mind only functions on what they are told, it becomes clear to you that they are only able to be successful in a centralized system where taking orders is a way of life. I think, therefore I am. It is a classical philosophical statement on human consciousness and existence. But what about the people who do not really think? Do they really exist? This input-output mindset is reinforced outside of school and the career world. Our society is all about what is popular. From early on in our lives, we are pressured into doing what's popular and not what's best for you. This is a way a collective gets individuals to sacrifice what is unique and special about themselves, to become the lowest common denominator in a group that really doesn't care about you at all. The most brilliant propagandist technique will yield no success unless one fundamental principle is born in the mind constantly. You must confine itself to a few points and repeat it to them over and over again. Joseph Goebbels. When you look at our news or political debate, it is driven by talking points where they're repeated with such accuracy it's scary.
Talk show host Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be able to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on his late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night TV.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope once again on late-night TV.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien is looking to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night TV.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late-night television.
Conan O'Brien may be preparing to push the late-night envelope.
Intellectual debate in this society somehow passes for those who can scream their talking points the loudest over the other. This is done purposely to get a confrontational, emotional reaction from the indoctrinated and to dissuade the logical and independent thinker from even entering the debate. Through this process, the collective is intellectually safe from any challenge to its power. Do your thoughts serve to free you, or simply to make you freely serve? These talking points are created by people who do think about how to control societies. They weave this input-output slave thought into an Hegelian dialectic that they control. They essentially have a society that bickers over issues that have no real importance on the real power of the world. They use hot-button, emotional issues like abortion or gays in the military to divide and conquer us, while they laugh all the way to the bank, march us off to the war, and destroy our Constitution. What about those of us who did not do well in this indoctrination environment? I was one of those kids that did not do very well in school. I knew from a very early age that what was being pumped into my head was not what was going to make me a better person. I knew that the most successful people that I knew did not have jobs or went along with the crowd. Yet our school teaches us to get jobs and do what we are told. I knew that our school system wanted me to learn about sex, drugs, death, multiculturalism, much more than issues that would have driven my success like economics, history, and psychology. They wanted me to drone on senseless and boring topics instead of inspiring me to a higher, better self through art, music, and philosophy. What they were really teaching me was to keep my head down and deal with their system. These days, those that are restless in this indoctrination environment run the risk of being drugged.
Rockefeller made sure to get the better end of the bargain. His business dealings, Rockefeller made sure to get the better end of the bargain. He would donate his great wealth to the creation of public institutions, but those institutions would be used to bend society to his will. As every would-be ruler throughout history has realized, society has to be transformed from the ground up. Americans in the 19th century still prized education and intellectual pursuits, with the 1840 census finding unsurprisingly that the United States, a nation that had been mobilized by tracts like Thomas Paine's remarkably popular Common Sense, was a nation of readers with a remarkable 93% to 100% literacy rate. Before the first compulsory schooling laws in Massachusetts in 1852, education was private and decentralized, and as a result classical education, including study of Greek and Latin and a solid grounding in history and science, was widespread. But a nation of individuals who could think for themselves was anathema to the monopolists. The oligarchs needed a mass of obedient workers, an entire class of people whose intellect was developed just enough to prepare them for lives of drudgery in a factory. Into the midst stepped John D. Rockefeller with his first great act of public charity, the establishment of the University of Chicago. He was aided in this task by Frederick Taylor Gates, a Baptist minister that Rockefeller befriended in 1889 and who would go on to be John D.'s most trusted philanthropic advisor. Gates would go on to write a short tract, The Country School of Tomorrow, that laid out the Rockefeller plan for education. In our dream, we have limitless resources, and the people yield themselves with perfect docility to our molding hand. The present educational conventions fade from our minds, and, unhampered by tradition, we work our own goodwill upon a grateful and responsive folk. We shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers, or men of learning or science. We are not to raise up from among them authors, orators, poets, or men of letters. We shall not search for embryo great artists, painters, musicians, nor will we cherish even the humbler ambition to raise up from among them lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of whom we now have ample supply. Although Rockefeller's resources weren't exactly limitless, they might as well have been. In 1902, he established the General Education Board to help implement Gates's vision for the Country School of Tomorrow with a staggering $180 million endowment. The Rockefeller influence on education was felt almost immediately, and it was amplified by help from fellow monopolists of the era who were approaching the topic of philanthropy from the same angle. Although best known as a steel magnate, Andrew Carnegie's fortune started on the railroads transporting Rockefeller's Standard Oil around the country, and was greatly magnified by a lucrative investment in property near Oil Creek that provided steady, profitable oil sales. In 1905, he established the Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching, a tax-free foundation through which Carnegie and his appointees could direct the development of the education system in the United States and, eventually, worldwide. In 1910, Rockefeller followed suit by establishing the Rockefeller Foundation, which became the tax-free umbrella organization for his philanthropic ambitions. As the Reese Committee, a congressional investigation into the activities of these tax-free foundations in the 1950s, discovered, it wasn't long before Carnegie's endowment approached Rockefeller's foundation with a proposal to cooperate on their shared desire to transform the American education system in their own image. Norman Dodd, the director of research for the congressional committee who was granted access to the Carnegie Endowment's board minutes, explains.
So they approach the Rockefeller Foundation with the suggestion that that portion of education which could be considered domestic be handled by the Rockefeller Foundation, and that portion which is international should be handled by the endowment. And they then decide that the key to the success of these two operations lay in an alteration of the teaching of American history. So they approach four of the then most prominent teachers of American history in the country, people like Charles and Mary Bird, and their suggestion to them is, will they alter the manner in which they present this subject, and they get turned down flat. So they then decide that it is necessary for them to do, as they say, build our own stable of historians. And then they approach the Guggenheim Foundation, which specializes in fellowships, and say, when we find young men in the process of studying for doctorates in the field of American history, and we feel that they are the right caliber, will you grant them fellowships on our say-so? And the answer is yes. So under that condition, eventually they assemble 20. And they take this 20 potential teachers of American history to London, and there they're briefed into what is expected of them when, as and if they secure appointments in keeping with the doctorates they will have earned. And that group of 20 historians ultimately becomes the nucleus of the American Historical Association. And then toward the end of the 1920s, the endowment grants to the American Historical Association $400,000 for a study of our history in a manner which points to what can this country can it look forward to in the future. And that culminates in a 7-volume study, the last volume of which is, of course, in essence, a summary of the contents of the other 6. And the essence of the last volume is the future of this country belongs to collectivism administered with characteristic American efficiency.
Yes, family. I talk to doctor people in the UK already, and it's like talking to doctor people in the UK. It's like they say they train them to kill people. Serious, 100%. So don't rely on the doctor. Feed your body good. Try to eat a lot of things from the land, not snack like cheeses, banana chips, bread, and all of these things. You understand me? These things is not really life in it. Like an orange. Orange, you get life from an orange. An apple, you get life from it. Eat things with life inside of it. If you eat sweets don't have life in it. It have death in it. You understand me, family? So learn how to eat life. You know what I mean? Because you are life inside of the body. If someone squeeze you so tight, it's like come like you're about to suffocate in it, or you can lose your breath in it. So eat things what is like you. You understand me? You know, like jelly. You know what I mean? You have life in it, not you. When you open it, you see life in it, like liquid. You know what I mean? Apple, it's liquid. You understand me? It's just like if you get a cut, you understand me? It's liquid come out. You understand me? And when you eat an orange, liquid come out. You know what I mean? Doctor will never heal you. But if you eat a flesh, no, that is the next energy you're taking on again. Because how long, when you eat a chicken, how long do that chicken last to decay, meaning rotten away? How long? You know? So eat life, family. Preserve yourself. You know? When they say, oh, you should live like 120, 80, live longer than that, family. No matter watch commercial people, like you just see the family showing us. They already plant their knowledge into the system. Don't live like these people. Live like you. live like life. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know say we are deep into the system, meaning we are far away from ourselves. But when we gonna come back to ourselves? You understand me? Yeah. Eat like Cain, you know what I mean? Like things with life inside of it. Don't eat no snack. You understand me, family? I was watching a video and it was talking about drinking milk. You understand me? Drinking milk is like we are not a cow. We are not a goat. So why are we drinking these animal milk or blood? Yeah, milk come from blood, innit? It's the blood develop in the body become milk like mother. You know what I mean? You see, family, some things you have to break off yourself from. And it's you go to your higher self. You go to your conscious self. So if someone is trying to hurt you, they can't hurt you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, because people is trying to hurt you out there, family. People is trying to kill you before your time. You know what I mean? It's just like you just come into the world and before you know yourself or know your purpose in the earth, you die. You know what I mean? So before you reach that family, just protect yourself by eating healthy, getting good knowledge. You know what I mean? Conscious knowledge. And sometimes it's getting conscious knowledge and not going nowhere. You need to move forward. You know, like some of your family will hold you back. Like when they talking conscious thing, they will try to stop you and say, oh, you're thinking too much, oh, you're crazy. Oh, yeah, they don't want to listen to you and all these things, family. Yeah, sometimes when you watch a video, these people is just like those family will try to hold you back. They teach you everything good, but every day you're going back to listen to them. I'm not like that family. I don't want to come on this. I wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning, innit? I go to work, you know what I mean? Come back in about like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock sometime. I reach home, eat some food, and next I do my life. You know what I mean? So in the end of the day, family, protect yourself out there until we all can meet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until families out there wake up and they can say, oh, make we work together. You know what I mean? Family. We have families with low vibration out there and they are pulling our energy. You know, sometimes you go on TV, you watch something till you fall asleep. They are draining your energy. You know what I mean, family? Help me if help you so we can help each other. You know what I mean? I don't know things of the system, but I know thyself. Today I was talking to a friend, yeah? I tell them, say, when I leave the body, I'm going back to the sun because I'm the sun vibration. A lot of people don't know themselves. So listen to, if you know that someone is smart and spiritual smart, ask them who they are inside of the body. You understand me? Find out what energy you are, family, because we are energy inside of the body. No one will teach you these things because they don't want you to come to yourself, self-sense. Like what I say, a lot of people out there is like a lot of our families who is trying to hold us back. So when them talking all these good things, it's not to help you, it's to use you, make money off of you. I'm a plumber, innit? So you know if plumber make big money or small money, and I'm in the UK. You understand me? Yeah, I don't make small money, family. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't do this to survive. I just do this because it's a part of my journey. You know what I mean? Yeah. I do this because it's a part of my journey. I could be like planning a holiday, planning to go somewhere. No. I come here every evening and I try to share righteous knowledge. Not no religion, you know what I mean? No belief, but know thyself. Family, you're great. And if you're going through hard times, family, this is a place for you to be stronger. Help me to help you, and we help each other. Don't feel say it's gonna happen in one day. You know what I mean? They have a lot of stumbling block in front of us. Sometimes it can be mother, it can be father, it can be sister, it can be brother, it can be auntie, uncle, grandma, granddad, friends, you know what I mean? All these people, government, boss, and can be the stumbling block in our way. Sometimes the internet too is the stumbling block in our way because we get up, start to watch the internet, and when we're watching the internet, tomorrow we come and do about the same thing. Sometimes you have to look, say, you're tired to live the same repeat life, innit? You know what I mean? But you'll be asking what else to do. We can travel the world, learn different culture. Instead of watching TV people exploring the world. No, you need to explore the world too. I need to explore the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't need, like, if you go, you like in a Europe, you don't want to come in a Europe. You understand me? Go in a France, Italy, you know what I mean? London, you know what I mean? Bulgaria, and like Romania, those places, in it. And next in Africa, you know what I mean? Explore, learn new culture, you know what I mean, family? Go in Ethiopia, you know what I mean? Go in Nigeria, go in Gambia, you know what I mean, family? Egypt, you know? Yeah, Sudan, you know? All of these places. Next, go to the Caribbean, you know what I mean? Go Jamaica, go Guadeloupe, go Cuba. There's a lot of things in the world we can do together, family. You understand me? Yeah, these are the things we are here to do. Travel all over the world, uplift family spirit. Not like, oh yeah, Jesus I go save you or this I go save you. No, we just look out for each other. Some people, they want to do good, but they don't want to into religion. You know what I mean, family? We just like, you know, want to listen to Jesus love me every day, innit? You want to listen to like, you know, I give thanks to the sun, I give thanks to the moon, and I give thanks to the water running over me. You know what I mean, family? Sometimes you know want to say, I pray to God for a better day, for a better day. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want to say, you know, yeah, I don't need no rain today, I need just a holiday, holiday. You know what I mean? You see, sometimes you don't feel like for tea. You know what I mean? You feel for coffee. Yeah. You see, family, we must have fun in our life, man. You know what I mean? Why the government them so evil, yeah? And they are having the fun. Why people bad? Evil, yeah? Evil meaning low thinking, yeah? It's like, and they are having fun. No, it's really sad, isn't it, family? It's really sad. Why your boss going to be boss over you? Why God or the creator our life make these people above us when they're not helping us? I watch a video, yeah? And when I was watching the video said the biggest scam in the world is a job. You work 40 years, yeah? 40 years, you know, and still broke. No, you can use your knowledge to see if I'm talking stupid or with sense. You understand, my family? Not saying, oh yeah, it happened to everyone. What family is a scam? Because you're gonna work all your life. And next, when you finish work, you have 10 more years to live. You have maybe 30 more years to live. You better you did use that life and have fun in the world. Grow up your child. You know what I mean? Have fun with your family. Go out and meet and greet families, innit? They have so much building in the earth and we're still building up the earth. People just want a little shelter and a little close eye and them gone again. Alright, family. So remember the topic what we're talking about, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, about from the brainwash thing. This video, I love this video, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, family. Family, I come in at the earth because of your love, you know. You know what I mean? And the hope say you coming to the earth because of my love. You know what I mean? And we are here now. You see? I don't read from a book. You know what I mean? Life is a DNA. I read from our DNA. Things what we must do and things what we must say. I don't need no Bill Gates knowledge. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't need no damn Rockefeller knowledge. You know what I mean, family? I need knowledge from the sun, the water, from you too. You know what I mean, family? Yeah. When you say something to me, I will say the correct thing same way. So we are like a river in it. We flow together in it. You understand me, family? It come like I'm dancing in it. But it's like, look, like I'm just having the water in my hand. You know what I mean? That is how we must work together, family. You see? Look how nice it's flowing. You see? That is how we must work, family. So this one is a video I love, yeah? Love it, family.
It's time the world is shown that when we are born, just moments old, a horrific trespass occurs. Are told. A service corporation creates documentation to alter your consciousness for life. As each baby is born in a hospital and out of sight, we are unlawfully converted into a legal world without knowing or rights. And it's not consent or a fight. From lawful to legal, all done in the dark. This world they created is the world of the dead. Legal is lawful as many are fed. To confuse the living, acting as the dead. A legal person is created in the heart of this crime. Placed into foreign jurisdiction and ignorance the whole time. Once born, we are killed on paper by design. And our freedom, our rights, our property robbed blind. A bond created to further ensure profit from their crime. They add insurance to fictions when all eventually die. Those who created this system maintain and support this foundational lie. With paperwork created, ensures a corrupted state of mind. And done by a service corporation masquerading throughout time. To ensure our consciousness is compromised for the rest of our lives. It's an illusion of control, and the trophy is your mind. A private society was created to enforce and to deny. Yet this one secret has surfaced, and worldwide, just in time. The truth is no longer hidden, for mankind must rise. These rules are used to block we the people accessing moving claims of courts outside of the legal world.
Ma'am, you can argue this all day long. You're operating on corporate fiction.
I'm telling you, you're here on some charges which were filed in 3 reports.
I do not understand those charges.
Number one, you keep interrupting me, and I'm going to charge you with contempt, and you'll go to
All
jail.
contempt of court is spelled C-O-N-N. I know about conning. That's navigation.
Sir,
Contempt is the storm.
I said be
Don't
quiet
touch me.
until I get
Don't
through
touch me.
reading
You
this.
ain't a gun. Don't you touch me. I am the living man protected by universal law.
You keep
Stand
talking.
down.
Together, we will lead this world out of darkness, as the time has come to battle for mankind. For this knowledge has been hidden and is simple once shown. It is founded on truth and will free every man and woman on this planet. As we hold these public court proceedings around the world on the law of the land, the law of the living man, outside of international maritime admiralty law, the law of the dead, where these governments have no jurisdiction over us, where we the people have the ability to hold those accountable for this mass-scale fraud and evil that has been committed against all of us.
Please note that the judge has abandoned the court, he's abandoned ship, and I, as the sovereign in this room, claim authority, case dismissed, with cause and prejudice.
People in the valley say they are hearing voices in their heads. And those voices are being transmitted by microwave or other methods.
Well, several viewers asked us to investigate what they call electronic harassment. KMIR 6's Angela Monroe joins us now with what she's discovered. Angela.
Electronic harassment, synthetic telepathy, voice-to-skull technology. Chances are you haven't heard of these terms. But after searching the internet, I found dozens of websites dedicated to the phenomenon and several Valley residents who say they're victims.
How much more can you invade me than to go into my brain?
It sounds like somebody else is reading the book, only it's thoughts.
We're not having a group hallucination. This is actually something that's happening.
These men all live in the area, didn't know each other before the voices started, and say someone is playing mind games with them.
Mostly it's a lot of derogatory comments about whatever you're thinking about.
Only time I ever had a whole sentence, he said, "This is not about you," which just frosted me. If it's not about me, what the hell am I going through all this for?
Kevin Bond says he used to have a normal life.
I was living in the San Diego area, was clerking for a federal judge, and I noticed that I was being followed by a whole bunch of people.
According to the websites, what Bond is describing is called gang stalking. He moved to Palm Springs to escape.
I started hearing, as you'll hear, the hearing voices and what they'll call voice-to-skull or microwave hearing.
Bob Stansfield says his experience was similar and started a decade ago.
They were active in following me around here, and I started hearing the voices a little bit after the vehicular stalking.
Randall Ringer says the voices started when he was undergoing chemotherapy.
The first thing that was said was Randall Ringer. And I sat up straight and I went into the bathroom, and I looked in the mirror, looked myself in the eyes, and I said, did that really happen?
Bond says he's found more than 300 victims locally and is tracking others across the state through billboards. In Johnson Valley, a Freedom House just opened to help people who believe they are being targeted.
To many of you who find yourselves the object of covert harassment, that there is hope and that you are not alone, and that we are striving to find legislation and we're working towards freedom for all.
Derek Robinson leads a national group called Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. He says he knows who's playing mind games.
Rogue government officials that are sponsoring this, also corrupt business officials, and private citizens.
And he also told us how.
Most of it is delivered by microwave, and I believe it's satellite delivered, whether someone is on a remote location using a laptop or next door using the desktop.
Bond says neurotransmitter chips that run off body electricity have been inserted into some people.
And they assign cell phone numbers to them. The cell phone numbers are then run through a computer, and a computer translates your thoughts. This crime has been available to the military for 60 years.
These men have their own theories why they're being harassed.
I think that I was targeted because I'm gay.
I reported someone for selling what I thought they were selling drugs, and they were.
Nationwide, this crime is committed about 60% against white women ages from 30 to 38. But in Palm Springs, it's almost 98% gay men. When I worked for the government, I heard a lot of people coming in saying, I'm hearing voices through my tooth. Now I look back and I think, are they like I am now and I just didn't pay attention?
For them, the voices are a waking nightmare. And Kevin Bond told me they're working on a book project about electronic harassment and pitching the idea to DreamWorks. Back to you.
Yes, family. I did have some families who was hearing voice in their head. Maybe you hear it too, and I'm going to say it so it can relate to you. Like they hear a voice, maybe about 1 month ago. It's like the voice was saying, "Oh yeah, to married," you know what I mean? And yeah, but maybe last month. And when the family them did hearing the voice say to married, or like they're with a spouse, yeah, or a boyfriend, girlfriend thing, yeah, and they hear like a voice of the spouse saying, "Oh, married me," or "I want you to marry." Someone tell me that first, and I said, like the person hear like a voice saying, like my voice or someone else's voice saying, "Oh, I want to marry to you," but they are not sleeping enough. You know what I mean? And when I go to work, yeah, I see like work colleague, yeah, in the same week, yeah, work colleague saying to me, "Oh, you know, so I'm getting married." And I said, but I remember someone in the week tell me, "Oh, they hear a voice say, oh, we getting married." Remember, all of these things is just mind control. You know what I mean? If you love someone, you're not really married, but if you feel comfortable for married, you're married, innit? You know what I mean, family? Because you're still gonna die apart, innit? We're not coming to the world, we just come for have fun, you know what I mean? Take care of the creator, earth, you know, and take care of the creator people, you know what I mean? And go back, innit? Alright, so going back to the school system, yeah, family? Alright, love your family.
This movement in America has done exactly that.
The education system establishes the direction for the future. It sets the hearts and the minds, the perspectives of the next generation. Everybody knows how important it is.
They know that if they can get control of our children and they can pump their ideology into these young, hungry brains, they virtually can have them captive as prisoners for life.
And you're doing it all under the banner of being internationally competitive or college ready or career ready. So the euphemisms hide the actual intent.
The father of global education, Robert Mueller, was the Assistant Secretary General of the United Nations and the creator of the World Core Curriculum. He said the goal was, quote, to promote growth of the group idea so that group good, group understanding, group interrelations, and group goodwill will lead to group consciousness, unquote. His World Core curriculum was pushed in America by George Bush Sr. as America 2000, which was renamed by Bill Clinton Goals 2000, which was then given a facelift to become George Bush Jr.'s No Child Left Behind, which was the driving force behind Barack Obama's Common Core. It's all the same thing, Republican or Democrat, progressing down the same road of complete brainwashing. Since John Dewey, the entire focus of education by the elites has been to, as quickly as possible, move the children to a collectivist mindset. The 10th plank of the Communist Manifesto states, provide a free education by the state for all children and to combine education with industrial production. Bill Gates has teamed up with the United Nations to build the model that will have our schools simply be a tax-paid training ground for corporate America.
In the end, most of this tracks back to people who would benefit financially from a more government-centric economy because they're at table. They're already political players. They don't want to worry about competition.
Not only is competition eliminated, but employees are created. The type that would be content to work 60 or 70 hours a week in a dead-end corporate job that just paid enough to survive. Traditionally, Americans would have had no interest in that. They would have wanted to use all the individual talents and abilities that God had given them. They wanted to do 100 different things in their life, invent things, start new businesses, change the world. And the elites didn't want any of that, so it had to be destroyed.
It's like we're going after Marx's vision and at the same time making it impossible as well, because the mind arson necessary to get an amenable voter means that the wealth that you're planning on redistributing is really gone. You just don't know it yet.
Just as I was beginning to dig in, I realized I was making a big mistake. The temptation on all these different issues is to not accept the reality of how things really are. The bottom line is, our enemies are in control of the schools, so there is no fix. I know you don't want to hear that because I don't want to hear that, but it's true. They want our kids to be useful idiots. They want them to be dependent on the state. That's the goal of the whole thing. So they will repackage, rename, rebrand the same old thing over and over again. It is intentionally going downhill. We have to grasp this. It is purposeful. We legitimize them by acting like they just don't have a good idea and we have a better one. They know exactly what they are doing. They want to create a new world man that is dependent on government for his very existence. So to even talk about Common Core, debating its good points or bad points, is playing into their plan of sidetracking all of our energies and efforts on a dead-end road. Even without Common Core, the schools are completely bankrupt and destroying our children. We have seen a decline now for 70 straight years without any interruption. As long as the government has a monopoly in education, we will keep getting what we have.
And the end result is to make our children and those educated under this influence, to make them unfit to govern themselves.
Yes, family, and that is the world we are living in. We're not stopping there still, you know what I mean? I got some more ammunition for our brain, like knowledge for our brain. And this one is like a serious one, you know what I mean? Family, we have to work together as one family, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, for real, man. Cause tomorrow, what you gonna do? You see? I'm thinking about your tomorrow, innit? And seeing that you're not working for the system, you know? And seeing that, like, we are all working for one person. I'm gonna show you. No matter if you work in you work in the school, no matter if you work for like police, soldier, doctor, lawyer, you have your own business, yeah, or you're a drugs dealer, yeah, or you're a gun dealer, or you are one who rely on the government for money, yeah, or you is one who work with the airline. We're all working for the same person, and I'm going to show you, yeah, we're working for the bank, in it. Do the bank is helping us? No, the bank was created to enslave the masses. You understand, the family? And you see, the government them is the slave master. If you don't know slave master, the government is the slave master. So when you see families relying on the government, they are relying on the slave master. You understand me? 100%. Then who is the government? What government mean? Govern the people, innit? What slave master do? Govern the people. You understand me? So they be a humble slave, innit? Yeah. So when you're watching slavery movie, the world we are living in today, the slave master is the government. They make the school, they make the job, they make the holiday, they make everything how we think. They make the TV, you know what I mean? But it's to keep us in line, innit? You see, when they're making TikTok, it's to keep family in line. When they're making YouTube, it's to keep family in line. When I come on YouTube or Facebook, I am hacking, meaning rigging the system, breaking the system. You understand me, family? I'm not working for these people, innit? And I would never work for these people. When I say so, it's not like I'm going to go and watch a video on YouTube. No, I'm not like dumb like that, innit? Not saying, oh, I'm not going to get knowledge from it. But, you know, sometimes you say, oh, I don't want to learn those things. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to learn why I am here. You know what I mean? Like, family, you better you know yourself, innit? You understand me? You better, no, you better you know yourself more than know these people what is not helping you. Where these people get their knowledge from? These people on YouTube, these people on Facebook. Where Facebook get his knowledge from? You understand me? Where these people get their knowledge from being a government? Why they become government? Why you never become government? Because it's one family, innit? Is enslaving the whole entire universe. Remember what I say? Leaders are slave master. Government are slave master. Like the bank, remember money is no value. We are the one who give money value. You know what I mean? Yeah, because we believe in the school society. And believe, family, believe in yourself. Call in, talk to me. My number is always there, but you have to get me through WhatsApp, innit? So you can WhatsApp call me. You know what I mean? And when you WhatsApp call me now, we can talk. You know what I mean? Because when you talk to me, it's like we are like metal sharpening metal. So we're just gonna get better and we're gonna rise above the system. And when we're rising above the system, family will come along too. You understand me? Yeah. Because I am part of your soul, you are part of my soul, innit? Yeah, 100%. We are one soul, innit? Yeah. And we have to work together. So that's why I'm saying family. It's not like, oh, I'm smarter than you. It's just like we are one spirit in one body, in it, like the earth, in it. Today I was talking to my African brother, and he said Africa is bigger than the whole Europe. Africa is the biggest continent, whatever they mean by continent, in it. You know what I mean? He said that. You know what I mean, family. But what I get from him, so Africa is the biggest like land, you know what I mean, like biggest country in the world, you know. And today we're living in a world. Say, if you look, go on Google. Google is telling you what to do or what to see in it. Google, you know, say Google is evil. Like these people is just like the government. They are evil. Evil meaning they don't show us the truth. What will free us? You know what I mean? The government will never say the truth to free us. People who work for Freemason will never say the truth to free us, or they will never free us. Look how Bob Marley did great. Yeah? And we're still in the same mess, in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I love him. He's a Jamaican same way. Whether he's a Jamaican or not a Jamaican. We have to love people who talk good things, in it. But it's time for us to build together. Family, if we build together, no one will hurt us. You know what I mean? It's just like the church, innit? We just build together. It's just like the mosque, innit? It's just like you're going to a party. Yeah, nobody can stop you, you know what I mean? But the earth cannot be free having the mindset of families out there. Family, if the earth is free, some people will just go for gun and just shoot you for no reason. People will just go into the shop and rob the shop for no reason. People just go and drive car off a road or smash up car, you know what I mean? Break up car, or they just would be looting in it because the mindset we have in it. So the earth can't be free with the mindset of families out there. So we have to build our consciousness and grow together in it. You know what I mean, family? Yeah, we have to build our consciousness. Like if the earth free today, yeah. Imagine someone they like chocolate, yeah, chocolate, yeah. They will eat themselves to death. Imagine someone like ice cream and the world gone free. They will eat themselves to death. Imagine, yeah, someone like eat chicken, yeah, and eating chicken is like chicken is free. People will kill themselves. People love Burger King. They will just eat burger, kill themselves. People like to take cocaine. They will take cocaine till they're dead. People smoke weed. People smoke weed and they just kill their brain. They kill their brain cell. You know what I mean, family? So tell me if the world must be free with the state of mind we have today. No. We have to come to our conscious side, family. You know what I mean? We like if you smoke herbs, you know what I mean? You smoke one herb for the day and just meditate in it. And teach the youth, the young lights or young children them growing up the right thing. If you take cocaine, just maybe take a bit of cocaine and just do something good in it. Do something positive. You take a cocaine, you plant some herbs, you plant like trees and whatever. You know what I mean? And if you is like someone who like can go to the sun and get meditation, you go to the sun and get meditation until we all can come off of this addiction thing. Like if you like chicken, take your time and eat chicken until we can come off of these things. Because 100% the chicken is killing you. So when you're killing the chicken, they can make a billion clone of chicken, yeah? Like cloning the chicken, yeah? And when they clone the chicken, like, let me show you, family. Like they can make so much food in the earth, yeah? And making so much food in the earth. They can clone things in it. They can make fake meat in it. But it's not about the food in it. It's about you. Yeah, it's about you in the family. Life is about you. It's not about killing off the earth, whatever. But it's about you coming to your conscious self. They will always have food in the earth. They will always have crime in the earth. They will always have these things. And not until we come to our conscious self, it's like it will stop. So if you smoke weed for consciousness and help your brother, help your sister. Not out there without my help or without I am there. No, we do it together. Because a lot of family help families and family pull them down to hell, innit? Like discourage them. Like I got families too, yeah, where I help so much. But do they help me back? No, they can't really help me back in it. Because they're gonna say, oh, I don't have it in it. You know what I mean, family? Yeah. Sometimes we do so much good, and doing so much good. It's like you come like the good is not working but good for us. So if you are like a light like that who help a lot of people, and it come like They don't appreciate it, family. Make we help good people. Make we help righteous people. I'm a righteous family. You know what I mean? And you are a righteous family. So help me if you help you. And together we can help each other. Help people like us first. You know? Yeah. Help good people first. And help the bad people after. Because if you help the bad people after, sometimes they will take your own life. You know what I mean, family? Sometimes the bad people will take your life. You see? So, in a day, family, I'm just going to play a next video about the school same way, yeah? Alright.
They as a pronoun. Like meat or bot, they are my best friend.
We got kids that can't read and write, and then we're going to teach them incorrect grammar. I mean, it's ridiculous, okay? Who gave permission to talk about this? There's two genders. If you're born with a penis and you have testicles, that's just anatomy. You're a male. If you have a vagina and ovaries, you're a female. A man cannot menstruate. A man cannot lactate and breastfeed a child. You cannot give birth if you're a man. If you want to be an adult and do whatever you want with your life, I'm okay with that. Don't push this ideology on children. I'm not going to work in a district that's okay with that. You need to make a clear statement on how many genders are there, because parents they're already pulling their kids out of public school. They're doing homeschool options. They're going online. It's going to increase as this liberal ideology comes into our schools. This isn't a political indoctrination camp, okay? It's public education. We want to teach education.
Don't know your friends.
Yes, family, and that is the world they are pushing on us, yeah? You see, because you see, when we don't activate our mind, we don't start think for ourselves, we accept what the government say. Because they're gonna say, oh yeah, that is the government. Who is the government? Who is the government? You know who is the government by now, yeah? The government is the slave master. The bank is the slave master. Anyone who you work for is the slave master. Like now, I come like I'm working for YouTube or Facebook, innit? So who is the slave master? You understand my family? And family say sometimes I talk very deep in it, but it's not talking deep. But I have to come from my conscious self and go to the pit of hell to bring family out of the hell hole. You understand me? Yeah. So I will go I will take like things very deep, because a lot of family is trapped in the system and they are far at the bottom of the system. It's like wait there. Yeah. Alright, I don't want to show the label on this bottle, yeah? Yeah. But I'm going to show you an example with this bottle, yeah? Alright. Alright, yeah? So this is a bottle, yeah? Wait, now I'm turning up straight, yeah? I'm turning out. Alright, this is a bottle, yeah? And it's like when people say we thought deep, yeah? It's like we reached down here, yeah? So this is like hell. This is like the earth we are living in today, yeah? And the water, where the water is. And yeah. Alright, family, I'm gonna play this video and come back to that topic there, yeah? Because I'm getting a call, yeah?
Government training program that sterilizes the potential for brilliance in children. Those who actually survive schooling and survive conformity and continue on to think for themselves truly are a rare breed. All children start out as curious, highly experimental minds, and then one day they're sent to school. Mandatory schooling has never consisted of anything but the memorization of monotonous dead facts and training children to master repetitious behavior. For the greater part of their day, everything the child says must match the interest of their school teachers. Their behavior must coincide with a set policy and a set regulation. They cannot use the bathrooms without permission. If they wish to speak, they must raise their hands. And after every hour or so, a bell rings and everyone must move to it. It couldn't be any more slave-like. And this type of training becomes a ritual for for the child. It becomes the plot background for their television shows and books, or the ideology taught to them by a teacher or a parent. An entire monoculture is being developed here, stripping children of their power to cause trouble for the state at an early age, training them to be good servants of the politically correct. Their environment is much like a prison, by the population lacking any ability to check the authority of the warden. The process becomes a matter of rubber stamping. They have no control over their entire lives, which is directly related to youth violence, because the only control they have is between each other. Mandatory schooling produces children who are either terrified of the tyranny of others or have been raised to perpetually exploit the conditions of others. It's just like the prison system. Forced cohabitation. The child's presence in certain buildings and their engagement in state-regulated behavior is under penalty of imprisonment. An entire army of truancy officers have been hired to make sure that no child is on the other side of the bars. At the end of 18 years of coercive state authority, the child is released into the world. It's like the end of an 18-year prison sentence. Now that you're trained to do as you're told, now you can be free. And the produce of these schools, or this state-controlled manufacturing operation, is a society willing to submit, to obey, and to listen. Forced behavior, which technically amounts to a type of slavery, will only inculcate a mindset of fear and terror. You need to be somewhere at a set time, either at the orders of an authority or a bell. Everyone in one mass shifts to another position or another place to engage in a new activity. They're trained to not only follow instruction, but they're also trained to follow a certain behavior. Rules, regulations, and laws are set for the children. They say you cannot do this to others. You can do this to others. This is acceptable. This is not acceptable. Standards of culture, morality, and behavior are imprinted into these new young minds that are in the blossoming stages of development. Their minds are being intercepted by the state and molded to conform to state standards. The first lesson they teach you is the orders of authority. The second lesson is to work with each other to achieve the desired ends of those in control. If a group of children are taught to engage in the same behavior regardless of what they want to do, then they will never fight back as adults. And this is your group of tenants who will live in roaches and never call the health inspector. This is your group of citizens who is easily terrified by police officers into voluntarily giving up their rights. This is your group of workers who surrender their lives to the corporation who tells them how to dress, how to speak, what time to wake up, which means they essentially tell you what time to go to sleep if they tell you what time to wake up. This is nothing new. These are the fruits of mandatory schooling. If we look into the roots of 19th century industrialism, the Civil War demonstrated to industrialists and financiers how a standardized population trained to follow orders without significant thought could be made to function as a money tree. It's no surprise that global power and corporate wealth is based on a third-rate educational system that works against developing individuals of true character and true intellect. Because the mindless bureaucrat or the thoughtless worker who will follow a system without question is the pattern that our system depends on. And this is what school produces. The system is not designed to educate the public, which is why federal and state bureaucracies call the shots, not the parents, not the local school boards. Every law is harshly enforced with maximum punishments. The tone of a principal is much like the tone of a warden, with no check on his authority. They will always have a way of using coercive ability to enforce a standard on the population. Strict punishment awaits any kid who disobeys this ruling force, and there is no doubt that an active student body reflects positively on school administrators. It's like factory floor men. They're fulfilling their quotas to the inspecting superintendent of the local school district. This is the reality of government training. The state doesn't care if children are homeless or on the streets or suffering from malnutrition and hunger, but the second the child fails to appear in school at the scheduled time, like a court date, the police are alerted. Until we abolish mandatory schooling, your child will be brought up as a slave so that he can accept becoming a slave later in life in adulthood.
Give me a child until it's 7 and I will show you the man. They've been saying that for 400 years because they knew 7 years was the program period. And 95% of your life after that will be whatever that program is. 95% of your life is coming from the subconscious. Your life is a printout of your subconscious behavior. Before you can become conscious, if you don't have any programs, what are you going to be conscious of? What kind of programs are required to live on this planet? I say, how do you get them? Theta is hypnosis. You just watch. You watch your parents. You watch your siblings.
Yes, family, I just get a call and no bad news, you know. Yeah, but I have to go do something now, you know what I mean? And I do 1 hour already still, you know, because one will just do 1 hour. Sometime when I have families and live, I do maybe 2-3 hours, you know what I mean? Yeah man, for real man. So what I was saying, family talking, say I am talking deep, yeah. You see life, yeah. Life is like at the top, yeah, and you have to reach to the top of your conscious self, yeah. So sometimes family say I am talking deep, yeah. They say like remember deep in it, yeah. So this is the world we are living in, yeah. Way down here. Like if you try to do good for someone, it come like they don't appreciate it, yeah. Not everyone stay like that, yeah. So, so when you're trying to say, "Oh, let us build together," it's down here, yeah. So I'm like from way up here to come down here. It's like so. Family say I'm talking deep. So we have to go from our conscious self or our being good self, yeah. Come way down here, trying to help people to go up back up here, and it's like you know what I mean, family. It's like the point I'm making. Family say I'm talking deep, but sometimes we have to go to the bottom of hell, yeah, to help people and go back to our conscious self. You know what I mean, family? Because the people them what is not conscious, they are the one who is destroying the earth with just their thinking. You know what I mean? Not even the action, just their thinking. You know what I mean, family? So I love you so much. And family, Aline, you know what I mean? Enough love, same way, you know what I mean? It's a great family to me, same way, you know? And family, Moonia, you know? Yeah, it's a powerful name that same way. So, family, have an upliftment afternoon. Remember, I try to do my live in the morning, you know? But if I'm not getting too much feed on it, I'm going to try Telegram, you know, or try TikTok. But on TikTok, I can't really save the videos, you know. So family, just be righteous and be good to yourself, you know. Don't tell yourself no lie, you know. If something is wrong, tell yourself say it's wrong. Don't try to say it's right. And look at it million different ways, you know what I mean? And yeah, and after now, come to your sense on it, you know. Don't just believe someone or just following someone and it's like you not even know if that person is helping you on the right track. You know what I mean? It's just like the pastor, the one them who con or scam family money. You know what I mean? They talk good, they do things good, but they are not good in it. Yeah. So they are like the demon themselves at the bottom and they are keeping family right down here. You know what I mean? So a lot of Christian families, yeah, is here. A lot of religion family, a lot of family who is helping people, they are down here. Because when they say they are giving charity or they are helping people, they are down here. They are helping the wrong person. You understand me? So family, hear me. Help me to help you, to help each other. You know what I mean? Have an upliftment there, yeah? Alright, I can look if I can play a little music what I did make, you know? Alright, give me a second, family. Yeah, this is one of them. Yes, family. Remember, open your eyes. Don't be blind, yeah? Yes, family, open your eyes. Say, open your eyes. Me say, open your eyes. Me say, don't be blind. Me say, open your ears. Me say, don't be deaf. Me say, open your mind. Me say, know how to think. Open your eyes. Me say, open your eyes. Me say, don't be blind. Open the mouth. Me say, know what to say. Satan is just a vibration. When we catch him, we put him in the box. Lock that box and throw away the key. For all those tricks they played on us, we make the money, they take the money. We buy the house, they take the land. On a different day, make we change it from Belay. You and me is family. Never forget that. Never forget that. Me say open the door. Me say open the door. Open the door for the rich and the poor. The rich is in prison. The poor is in prison. Inbox me say world unity. Everything is fake. Me say everything is fake. The school is fake. The government is fake. The police is fake and the soldier is fake. The police is there to enslave us. The soldier is there to enslave us. The government is there to enslave us. The school system is there to enslave us. Me say enslave us. Open your eyes. Me say don't be blind. Open your mouth. Me say know what to say. Open your mind. Know how to think. You and me is family. Never forget that. Never forget that. Say, the water is fake because it got in chlorine. The food is fake because it's processed. The school is fake because they send you to plantation. Every day, we say every day, we get up and pray for a better day. A better day. Every day, we can wake up and pray for a better way, a better way. Inbox me, world unity. You is my sister, you is my brother. Inbox me say world unity. From Europe, we say from Africa to Asian to. Woo!